Yo, what's good, guys? I'm Farrah here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another video in College Football 25. Today we're going to be running the gun Y off trio weak formation, which is going to be one of my favorites in the game. It is a very high-level passing formation. I think it's really good this year in college football. I just started running it again online, and it is very difficult to stop. There's a lot to worry about. It's very balanced. It's a good run formation. It's also a good pass formation. So we're going to be in UCLA offensive playbook. Now, we are using USC just because I like their offense a little bit better, and I wanted to throw a USC player in the thumbnail, but UCLA offensive playbook. It is also in Purdue, it is in Buffalo, it is in USC playbook. It's just the USC one doesn't have as many of my favorite plays. It is in Penn State playbook, so it's in a lot of ones, but I think UCLA is the best for the amount of plays that I like personally. So I like sticking up, I like deep out, and then I like corner strike as well as outs. So cross we'll talk about as well. My audibles go like this, sticking up, base, deep out, outs. I also like having this formation set up with the mountain halfback swing and the read option because those are really easy to audible to, because literally just it's like a little movement like from the running back and the QB and one of the receivers. So that's a good formation to kind of bounce around in. We're going to start out in the play outs, and if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure that you do go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications to never miss an upload, and of course hit that like on this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next as well. So we're going to start out in this outs play. Now, if you just run this play stock, it's going to be obviously not bad. I mean, first you have the little flats with the running back, you have the flats with the tight end. Now, this is one of the formations that I like running where you do want to kind of be aware of your pocket presence. You're going to want to kind of step up in the pocket and play. Holy crap, can this dude catch the ball? Or what are we doing here? You do want to have some pocket presence. Now, we have out routes on this play, so you can hit these out routes. Now, obviously, having good route running is going to be ideal for this, because you see when they take a rounded cut like that, it's not going to be the best. So that's one way to do it. The next way we could do it right is go with curl routes. So like if they can't run the out routes right, you can do curls. Now, curls are going to be more so to open up the flats. They're not going to actually be more to throw to. Over here on the right, if we throw a curl over there, this is where we can actually hit him. So it just kind of depends on the spacing. This receiver's not all the way out as far as he could be versus the guy on the left is more so. So if you want to like keep the out route over here and go curl route on the right, you could. And then of course we do have a post in the middle of the field. Could be open. It just depends on his user. A lot of times the user will follow that, so I find myself throwing to the flats more because one of those guys will always be open. Some other things we can do with this play are go with a little like drag route. So we could put B on a drag or like an in route. It's really up to you guys, whichever one you want. I love the drags, specifically out of this formation. I find myself throwing them a lot. You'll see a lot more drags. So, just little drags. What these do is they can also potentially open up this post route. Depending, obviously you can bait the user down and that's when you can hit it. Or again, we could do like basic in route and you can hit him in that window. And then even if it's not open, you still have your high-low on the left-hand side with the out route. Again, you could still go curl, in route, whatever you'd like. So, kind of the other things we could do with this play are create like a backside drag coming from the other side. So if we want a backside drag coming from the left or a backside in route coming from the left, we could still do that. Now, obviously you're going to want to wait a little bit. I threw it a little bit prematurely there, but you can get him open here. And that's kind of a good route because a lot of times the user will instantly kind of follow the running back or one of those other players, but you can hit the backside dig route a lot. So I think that's just a good route combo. Next play is going to be sticking up. This play is going to be really good for a few reasons. I love this backside post and I love this route with branch in the middle. It's like a reverse zig route. Now we also have the sticking up route with the tight end, but we're going to not really use that. Just for basic setups, I mean, the first one we could do is just tight end on a drag, block the running back, leave the post, and leave this little in route. First read, of course, is going to be the tight end coming across the middle. If I see that tight end open, I'm going to hit him. No questions asked. Let's make life easier for ourselves, not tougher. So that's going to be the first read. Hit him. Let's say he's not open. Let's just hit this guy behind him. You're not really going to be able to use or both of them. So we'll hit the guy behind him. This is really good man coverage beater with this route right here, man. Really good. Now, one thing you can do in this formation is you can actually motion this guy over. So if you want to like motion him over, what you can do is some of those other routes. Like I could put him on a corner route. I could put him on like a crosser coming behind. I would do corner route more of the times, but it is just something there. And it gives you like another option if it's man coverage. It's another man beater, you know. So we have those for kind of a first play, obviously, if you wanted to. What we could also do is go running back just on the flat, like this. Of course, we can hit this route. We haven't been throwing it to him, but he's really open on every single one of these plays. So I think that just gives us some good options, of course. Kind of the next thing we can do is like a deep crosser if we wanted to. Like go flat with the running back, deep crosser with the tight end, and then we still have the backside post. Now, this one there's going to be kind of a lot going on, but you can hit some of these routes. I would recommend having patience for this play. You don't want to rush it, so if he's only rushing like 3 people or whatever the case may be, that is kind of a situation where, hey, that's where we can go to this play. Obviously, we could check it down to the running back. If we want, the backside post should be coming across more so open than it was. So, like, deep crosser, flat. And if we want to wait on the deep post, we can. We still have RB wide open there, but we can hit the post route actually wide open coming across. So that is a very, very good setup. And obviously, we're going to spend a little more time on these 2 plays because these are my favorites. Some other ways we could obviously do our business is going like trying to manipulate the outside. Like if I wanted to go like this, we could just put him on a zig going to the outside. Now I don't like that setup as much, but it just depends on how he's playing defense. If he's leaving the outside open, that would be a better setup. But if he's obviously playing more inside, then that's where you could go to the outside. So that is really going to do it for sticking up. Very good play. Let's hop into the halfback base. This is going to be our primary run. I think there is a read option in this playbook, but I prefer the quick base. It's just going to be like more of a high play potential in my opinion. You break off. I tend to personally break off more runs using the read option than I do using the inside zone or any of those other runs. Now, patience is going to be key, and there will be plays where you don't pick up much yardage. You do want to try and stick with it the best that you can. My hair's bothering me. I don't know why it looks so... But stick with it. One thing, again, we can kind of do is, like, you can actually incorporate, like, a motion snap with that player. And that kind of helps the blocking sometimes. So that is a thing that we can actually incorporate. Which also is a pointer for the outs play, which I kind of forgot to talk about, but I'll bring up now. Is because we can incorporate some of the motion. We can actually motion this guy in and motion snap him like so. And this will really open up our tight end in the flats a little bit more than it was. Just something to keep in mind. Also, like if we were running outs, we could motion snap him on like a little in route, and that would give us better spacing than we had before, right? Like motion him on this, and that kind of gives us a little better spacing. I would probably go drag just because that guy's route running, but if you have a good route runner, that would be kind of the move. Regardless, the base is solid, and you want to mix it up. I will talk about some of the audibles, but let's hop into our last passing play, which is going to be deep out. Now, here with deep out, we can try and do a few things. We can try and like go with a cover 3 beater against this cover 3 defense here. Now, will it work? I'm not sure. You would go comeback, and you can kind of hit him in this window, right? Not a good throw, but you see there's a lot of space open for that. Now, obviously, if we're doing that, and I'll try and honestly wait on that pass a little more, see if we can truly hit it. So again, be on the comeback route, R1 on the streak, and then if you can get enough time, he's going to be wide open in that window. Now, obviously, he is just the post coming deep, so him motioned in is going to be a little bit better than if he wasn't. Some other things we can do are try and use, like, I like using these corner routes with the wide receivers. Now, they do go pretty deep, right? So some of the other part of the setup I would go is maybe like B on a drag and A on a deep crosser, or you could go A on a post route, whatever you want. So we could do something like this. Even then, we can kind of hit this window. Depends on the depth of the safety, though. Keep it in mind. Be careful with that. But that is an option. And this isn't really a corner route based offense as much as I would love it to be. We don't run the corner routes too often, but you can hit them on the sidelines in this case, and obviously the coverage that you're facing does matter, so it can be open depending on the defense. That's one way we can handle our business. If we want to go like deep crosser with this guy, and maybe go like a little baby corner out, a little drag, we could do this, right? You can always be mixing it up, and you can still hit this guy in this window here. Just giving you guys a few options. So deep out, very solid play. If we were facing the cover 2, he would get open in the middle of the football field as well. I am going to continue though because we are pretty far in the video as well. Now we have corner strike here that we wanted to talk about. We also have, I think it was cross is decent. I mean, some of these plays are going to be similar. You have a 4 verticals as well, but I don't love that play necessarily. I'll just come out in 4 verticals, see if we can get, like, if we go up against a cover 2. And let's say you're more in the middle. Sometimes you can actually get this guy to split. Like, it depends on how he runs that route, but you can kind of hit him out here on this little fade route. That's a valuable concept. Out of 4 verticals. It depends if he gets jammed. Now him getting jammed at the line of scrimmage kind of makes it a little worse, but here he gets pressed to the outside, and you can kind of hit him on the outside there. Generally, that what's it called? That corner will come down. I don't know why he's sitting so far up there. He's not playing anything, so if we're dotting though. If he's not playing it at all, what you can do is just go little baby out, flat route. Now you can't motion any of these receivers across the formation. You could motion this guy in, but I mean, you also hit this guy. 4 verts could be decent. It's not going to be my go-to, but hey, it can work. Similar concept out of the cross plays. We have this little backside fade, so if we can, you could go like post, drag. You have a backside dig, flat. And then here's where he gets an outside release. Now, it's not going to work against every defense in rush and stock coverage. If it's pressed, that's where a situation of that play can work a lot better. But let's go into corner strike. Now, corner strike is going to be okay. I don't love it any more than outs. This is a good play if, like, hey, outs isn't in your playbook. Specifically, like Penn State. Penn State has corner strike, but it does not have outs. So this is a situation where corner strike is a lot more valuable, and this is kind of similar. Obviously, if we want to just hot route, we could create the play that we want, right? I could just turn it into this. And we have these out routes still, so you could definitely do that. But the C routes, they can be valuable. Now, we're against Tampa 2. They may be a little bit better against like a cover 3 or cover 4. And I don't ever love the C routes personally, but could you hit him over the top? Maybe. But it's a decent play. Again, I like to incorporate it with some other stuff. Maybe a little drag, angle route, deep cross. And then you just kind of leave those guys on the outside over there. Just more so use them for manipulating and holding up the zone rather than actually trying to target and throw it to them. That's what I would do. So again, that setup was RB on a cross, A on a drag, Y on a Texas route. Now, some other concepts that we can go to are the little wheel route concepts with the out routes. These concepts can be very good against cover 3. I actually want to go back to the cover 3 to talk about that because that is a key point that I missed out of some of these plays. And specifically the outs play is very good for that. So if we go to our classic, where are you? So if we try to go to this concept, it can be very good. Like you can hit the running back right here all day and he's going to be open. It just depends on the coverage. Very good route though. Against zone. Obviously if we want to snap, throw it to B over here, he's going to be open and you can throw it to him also because he's shorter and he's not being forced to run it at the 10-yard mark. So this is something that was a very good setup that I did forget to talk about, but it is going to be very good. You could obviously still have, you know, these guys over here on the left. And I do like moving that tight end upfield so that you can get 6 or 7 yards instead of 4 or 5. So that's just a good concept. Now let's talk about some of the audibling. And I'm going to respot the ball just briefly here. Now, with the audibling, what we can do is go to this Y off trips weak and look at how fast it takes to audible. I'm going to go to the read option. Really quick. Like, you can barely even tell, and it's even faster in game. Now, this is going to be probably a lot better run than the halfback base. If you have any kind of a mobile quarterback, you can keep the football, of course, which makes it valuable. I love doing this in the red zone because it's just a lot better of a running formation in the red zone. Obviously, if you can keep it with your QB, then you can pick up a lot of yardage. Very good in the red zone. Obviously, if that guy crashes, it's going to be an easy walk-in touchdown. But it's just a lot better run, and it's just the fact that it's super quick makes it valuable. Even if you're picking up 4 yards, you'll take it, and it just gives them something to think about. You can honestly like create some of these passes out of here. There are a few decent passing plays. I'm not going to talk about them, but if you guys want to see a gameplay, we could also run it. But you also have this mountain halfback swing, another good kind of red zone play. If your guys are going to hold your blocks, it can be a big play potential. It's just something you mix into your scheme. And, you know, it just can be something that you run once or twice a game that can pick up yards. Like, you want to make offense easier on yourself. Now get a good receiver in that R1 spot. But that's going to do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. And peace. I'm out of here.